Welcome back to Roasted. Last week we saw a fire first round with soul-crushing insults and clever comebacks as the comics came out swinging.
Are you wearing suspenders under your t-shirt?
Yes, I am.
This dude.
The top players showed up as expected with Jota, Manning, and Buda Saquon taking decisive wins. However, the strength of Josh Lamprey and Charity Gregory's performance have gotten some people talking. The Roasted Winter Tournament is heating up and round 3 starts right now.
Guys, give it up for Dev Patel's young girls. They're mature for their age. Before this roast, John told me nothing is off limits and I can make up whatever I want. So I'll start by saying I'm honored to be roasting John, who is rightfully known for his stand-up and not his roast battles, who is also very funny and extremely handsome.
Oh, wow. Listen, guys, Jaclyn is a female comedian, which means there's lots of pictures of her doing stand-up. Very few videos. Okay, but that makes sense. She's a beautiful young woman, you know. And listen, if it's a clear summer night and you listen closely, you can actually hear wolves howling to her big-ass fucking forehead.
Guys, doesn't John look like the red Angry Bird? Like, why is your head so big but your face is so small? Your face looks like it's eternally pressed up against a glass window.
You look like you suck dick the same way you eat corn on the cob. Long ways and with extra butter. But Jaclyn and I are both from New Jersey, actually. And the hardest part about driving in from New Jersey into New York is you're not clear if you're going through the Holland Tunnel or Jaclyn's pussy. I usually go by the smell.
All right, thank you, Aziz. Sorry, but you're just like a brother to me. John, if you're here, who's trolling the OnlyFans girl he went to high school with?
All right, gang, give it up for the girl the hot ones keep around to show they're down to earth. Jaclyn was raised by 2 lesbian moms in New Jersey, the Turnpike Dykes, if you will. Who was the sperm donor? Chris Christie? Oh, my goodness. They actually, growing up, we used to call her Hurricane Sandy because she's blown every dude on the Jersey Shore.
One more time for Dalai Lama face.
He's Tibetan, but okay.
John told me his dad is a deadbeat immigrant and his mom is a conspiracy theorist. So you hate immigrants and don't believe women? Get 'em!
Isn't it crazy the longer you do comedy, the more you find yourself agreeing with the Taliban? Why do you moan like that after every sentence? Like, I looked that up. That's actually called a vocal fry. Did you know that? A lot of girls have it, but big fat Jaclyn has chili cheese fries.
John used to want to be a magician. His signature move was pulling a rabbit out of his pocket pussy and making all his allegations disappear.
Like every other overweight Gen Z girl after their TikTok career doesn't work out, Jaclyn moved to the city to pursue her dreams of stardom, just like in the movies. Specifically, Babe 2, Pig in the City.
All right, that's it, Rob.
Great job, guys. Great job. All right, Dan, why don't you start us off?
First of all, yeah, this was awesome. Great first battle. It was awesome. Yeah, seriously, it was awesome to see Jaclyn finally talk back to her lesbian mom. Yeah, but yeah, I love your sweaters. I appreciate Jaclyn wearing pink so we know she's the girl. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought, Jaclyn, you had really awesome jokes, and I think that if you were up against most of the people tonight, you would have won. But John is one of the best, and he showed us that, and I think that I have to vote for him.
All right, 1 for John. Chloe.
Yeah, great battle. Jaclyn, you took the angle that John is better at stand-up than he is at roasting, which it's normally the inverse, right? Okay. Normally, but you're either gonna whatever. You're.
She's lying.
Yeah. Oh, you were lying.
Everybody got that.
Do you want to be friends? Do you want to be friends so I can appear more down to earth? Well, anyways, I'm going to give it, I did think it was a strong battle. Jaclyn, you were great. John, I think you edged it out just a little bit better. I love the Holland Tunnel joke, so I'm going to give it to John.
All right, 2 for John. Reggie, what do you got?
Jaclyn, your titties the same size as your head. I just thought that I mentioned that. And John, that shirt remind me of the Grinch, you know. But instead of Christmas, you stole 9/11. I think it was a good battle, but I'm going to give it to John.
All right, John's got it wrapped up. JP, what do you think?
Really good first battle to kick this off. You guys are both really good joke writers. It was just a matchup of energies where like Jaclyn is like someone who would be at a fancy office building who's like, "Can I get you a cucumber water?" And then John is just, I mean, a really good joke writer, but what a cunt. Just and this is the Olympics of being a cunt. And he kind of has a vibe of a guy who talks to his girlfriend before a party at a college, like, "Don't embarrass me tonight." I'm up for a fellowship. But, I mean, the jokes were really good all the way around. I think I give the slide to John as well, but great first battle.
All right, nice. We got to make this quick. Josh has to get back to teaching me how to talk to women. Josh, I'm really glad you could get time off of your job of fucking my girlfriend while I watch. He does a good job.
I like that joke. That's good. Daniel is a fat, gay, Hispanic man. So he loves to eat fajitas.
Josh, you small-town hot guy in a Lifetime movie. Josh is an actor. You may know him from his most prominent role of pretending to love his girlfriend for social media clout.
Daniel's padre left his madre when she got pregnant to start un familia segundo.
Josh is from a beef farm in Tennessee. He jerks off to what he calls animal porn, or what you or I would call interracial porn.
Good one, Gorge Lopez. Give it up for the only dude with a fupa. I bet after Daniel finishes his ribs, he eats the moist towelette.
Josh looks like he says, "Yeah, I'm an acquired taste to women he rapes."
Normally, I'd make a joke about fucking Daniel's sister, but she's his twin, so ew, no thanks. Daniel looks like the only person to eat their twin outside the womb.
Thank you, alt-right Luigi Mangione. I may be Hispanic, but Josh is a big fan of soccer. Soccer punching his girlfriend in the face.
Thank you, Pillsbury Blows Boys. Daniel grew up in a one-bedroom apartment with 8 of his Colombian relatives. And they were pissed when his fat ass came out of the closet. Because they realized it was a second bedroom all along.
Josh recently tore an AC. Oh, is it? Okay.
Great job, everybody. Oh, crushed it, guys. JP, why don't you start us off?
I want to start off with a couple of questions. First of all, great battle. Give it up for both of these guys. That was awesome. Couple of clarifying questions here. First, Josh, did you have a punchline coming for that second joke, but you cut it short?
Yes.
What was that punchline going to be? I won't be judging based on that. I just want to know what it was.
Okay. So after un familia segundo, just to get y'all back there, the last time Daniel saw his dad was also the last time he saw his toes. Porque eres muy gordo.
Okay.
I would have put more stank.
I shouldn't have asked. My question for Daniel: are you wearing suspenders under your T-shirt?
Yes, I am.
This dude.
I can't afford a belt.
Credit to this man for pulling up to a roast battle dressed like all the little rascals at the same time. And it takes incredible courage. I'm kind of torn on this battle. Every single time I see Josh battle, like someone else has clever jokes, and he just comes in like, "Fuck you, you're gay," and it crushes every time. I think like Josh hit a little bit harder with the crowd, but I thought Daniel's jokes. I'm gonna withhold my judgment until needed. I'm calling it a tie for right now.
All right, one abstain from JP. Reggie, what do you think?
I think Josh looked like a secret character from Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And then I appreciate you doing your last battle before you get deported. So I'm gonna give it to Josh though.
One for Josh. Chloe, what do you think?
Beautiful battle of hot versus hotter. Oh my God. I'm like, is somebody cooking mac and cheese, or is it just me over here?
That's really mean.
It's the nicest thing I've said all night. Daniel, thank you for taking time away from being poured all over the fires in LA to be here tonight. I know we really needed that retardant. I do think, Josh, you had a slightly just stronger response from the audience. Daniel, I feel like a couple of your jokes were ultimately just roast jokes about yourself, which I love the strategy, but I am going to give it to Josh.
All right, that's two for Josh. Dan, what do you think?
I thought this was a great battle. Funny thing, Josh is actually half Spanish, which might make those jokes seem strange, but it's half Cuban, so they actually do make a lot of sense. I think I agree with these two. I do think that Josh won this, and I'm sorry, Daniel, but at least you have the longest zipper I've ever seen.
All right, Josh has it, but Dan has two suspenders, so he wins something.
Gio's a model, which is weird because his eyes are so far apart. He looks like Lil Nas extra chromosome. Or if Chameleonaire was actually a lizard.
Chameleons are lizards.
He's a rapper. You're not the kind of black that would get that, but that's fine.
That shouldn't even make sense. All right.
Oh, my jokes aren't going to make sense. Go ahead.
Okay, no. First of all, your racial ambiguity is pissing me off. Ambiguity? Your racial ambiguity is pissing me off. Look at you. You don't look like anything. You know what you look like? You look like a fucking barber. The main character in a video game about barbers. That's your vibe.
What? How is that fun? Yeah, my joke didn't make sense. Gio's dad left him. The last thing he said to him was, "Miss me with that gay shit."
You're like the physical manifestation of removing the condom without telling.
You look like you use Kool-Aid flavored lube. Chadwick blows men.
You're the teacher that gets mad at me when I use words you don't understand.
You just used the word you don't understand. What the fuck are you talking about?
You look like you spend way too much money buying lingerie for your cat.
I would do that. You look like your favorite civil rights leader is the Black Spider-Man. Miles Morales.
You're the type of dude that be in a strip club at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Give it up for Kendrick, LaMarshall's employee. Gio has a lot of pictures of himself holding money on his Instagram, which I can only assume he then takes and puts back in the Popeye's register and goes back to his shift.
That was just actually 6.
Was it 6 jokes?
No, it wasn't a 5.
I don't know.
I don't know if we know how to count or spell, but whatever. That's fine. Give it up for these guys. All right, Chloe, why don't you start us off on this one?
I love this battle. It was really rapid fire. It just felt very personal. It did not feel written. This felt like we plucked you off the street. And the line about being a main character in a video game about barbers is going to stay with me forever. But I am going to give it to Scott. Yes.
One for Scott. Reggie.
I love seeing special ed kids argue. It's one of my favorite things. Now I'm gonna get y'all some crayons later. But it was a dope battle, but I'm gonna go with Scott.
All right, 2 for Scott. JP.
I love a battle that starts off the rails and then goes more off the rails almost instantly. This was awesome. Like, I've seen both you guys battle before. Gio is normally like the most laid back roaster in all of Roast Battle, and Scott immediately got under his skin to the degree where Gio's like, well, yeah, just you wait. So that was then you guys just were going back and forth, out of turn. There were no turns. It was completely just free jazz up there. It was awesome. I think, yes, I agree with Chloe that the best single joke was video game for barbers, but I think Scott was a little more consistent throughout, so I'm going to give it to Scott.
Cool. Okay, let's make this quick so Andrew can get back to getting bullied by the kids he molests. When his schizophrenic brother died, Andrew didn't just lose a sibling. He lost a friend. And an astronaut, an FBI agent, and the king of the bus.
This roast looks like guys at Staples waiting for their manifesto to finish printing. Grant has a special on Tubi. Be sure to check that out if you're poor. You do have to watch it with ads, though, if you want it to be entertaining.
Not funny. There's a line. Yeah. As you can tell from his face and vibe, Andrew is lactose intolerant. Also, lactose is his code word for black people.
You look like you founded a startup to make it possible to airdrop roofies. Speaking of diet issues, Grant has IBS, and he shits himself a lot. So he tells me. So in that way, his gay dad kind of treated him like every other handsome young man and gave him his loose asshole.
Ew, okay. Really big ew. Don't worry, Andrew, we'll be done soon, so you can go back to searching Ben Shapiro Destroys on Pornhub. Andrew Manning placed second in the Roast Battle World Championship. Read the cover of Who Gives a Fuck magazine?
I love that we're both up here just roasting each other by plugging each other's greatest accomplishments in comedy.
Please watch both of those things. I mean, they're really great.
Check out his special. Check out my roast. Also, while we're doing this, Grant has a podcast. Surprised? No. Grant has a podcast about the Bible, and like when Grant prays to God, nobody is listening. Grant is a gun enthusiast. He loves country music, and with IBS, I feel like every time he shits his pants, he's like, hey, God, this isn't what I meant when I said I want to regularly blast something brown.
Okay, despite looking like he uses AI to generate pictures of wolves with human vaginas, Andrew actually hates AI, but only because he thinks it stands for all immigrants.
In preparation for this roast, I became the first person to watch Grant Moore's special on Tubi.
Not true.
Not true. Not true.
And while watching it, I learned that he has an infinity symbol tattoo on his wrist, which represents how long it feels to watch his special on Tubi.
Andrew is Palestinian and recently retired from being a pedophile. Not because it's wrong, but because there's no kids left in Gaza.
Speaking of overseas, Grant wanted to be in Special Forces because he grew up hearing his gay father in the bedroom yelling, "Cover me." He didn't achieve his dream, though. The closest he got to becoming a Navy SEAL is that he now has 0 dark friends.
That's a good joke.
Andrew, I didn't know you had Tubi. Can you share the password? Hell yeah. All right, Reggie, why don't you start us off?
I ain't checking out shit you two nerds got to offer. You fucking virgins. I don't know who the fuck won this battle. It was a good back and forth. I'm indifferent. Come back to me.
All right, what I'm saying, JP, what do you got?
Yeah, this was one guy battling himself Fight Club style, where you're both Ed Norton. That was if for $1 million, no one in this audience could answer the question like which one of these guys had the gay dad who died and which one had the schizophrenic brother who died. If we flipped a coin 100 times, we would still get it wrong every time. You guys are both really good at this, and I like you both. You were funny. I think Grant, you had good like bookend jokes. The schizophrenic one up top was really good, and then I think your fourth one was really good. Andrew, I think, was more consistent throughout, and he just got a little more autistic with it. I think I give the slight edge to Andrew.
One for Andrew. Dan.
I really enjoyed this battle of outdoorsmen who don't go outside. Yeah, based on watching this, I'm going to take a guess that Grant's Tubi special is perfectly adequate. I think I watched it, I would like chuckle. Enjoy myself within. I do not think I would smile as much as Andrew after his own jokes. But yeah, you guys are both very funny, but I do think Andrew edged this one out.
All right, 2 for Andrew. Chloe?
Yeah, this is a tricky one. Did you say Caitlin Palufo and Steve Rogers broke up? Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Nobody tells me anything. Yeah, I agree that it was a little neck and neck. I do think, Andrew, you had some slightly more specific jokes that I enjoyed. I did like the schizophrenic brother bit, but I think Andrew was just more consistent overall, so I'm going to give it to him.
Andrew's got it wrapped up. Give it for these guys and their mediocre content.
Ish looks like his opening lines with women are all just fun facts from Snapple caps. And I know because he keeps trying to sleep with me. But only after he found out we're related.
This is a big deal for me. I've actually never talked to someone from a lower caste before. Doesn't Divya look like the one employee at Dunkin' that doesn't get invited to smoke weed after work?
Ish has built up a lot of karma, not in our religion, just on Reddit. When Ish goes down on a woman, he does that thing where you spell letters with your tongue. Not to make her come, just to practice for the spelling bee.
She's Indian too. All right.
And you're the employee smoking weed at the Dunkin' Donuts.
That's true. I have done that, actually. Thank you for taking a break from telling guys on Bumble what books you've read recently. Divya and I do have a lot in common. We're both Indian. We both do comedy, and we both had mustaches in 7th grade.
And mine still looks better. Ish doesn't have a man bun. He goes to the hairdresser and asks for a woman's full bush. Ish looks like he goes to Burning Man and also the sage they burn there.
Thank you, Hindu Alipa. Divya. I just wanted to say that. I don't even think you look like it. Yeah. When am I ever? I'm never gonna get a chance to say that again. I don't know. Yeah. This is the only time I'm gonna get to do it. All right. Divya had a lot of pets growing up, and now she volunteers at an animal shelter. She's not an animal person. Those are just the reincarnations of her ancestors.
You're also Indian. Ish, if you're here, who's whispering, "It's the journey, not the destination," while playing Pokemon Go? Ish looks like he got kicked out of Scooby-Doo's Mystery Gang when they finally realized what that mystery smell was. Oh my God!
I like Scooby-Doo. This is a good show. Scooby-Doo is a sore subject for my opponent because her Velma reboot didn't work out. Divya, if you're here, who's watching the TV show Friends while surrounded by stuffed animals?
We are related. That's true. We have the same dad. And he wanted me to tell you that you'll never be the man he hoped you would be. Anyway, Ish lived with a pedophile, and the way he found out was when he got on the computer and was like, "Hey, wait a minute, what's all this extra child porn?"
He was a random roommate. I didn't know he was a pedophile. What can I say about Divya that she didn't already post about on Tumblr in 2013? Divya told me she's been single for a long time. I think it's because no guy wants to follow you around a plant store for 4 hours.
This is the DEI Netflix rom-com I would watch. Absolutely.
Actually, before we go any further in the show, I feel like you should have said this as the host. If anybody gets hungry throughout the show, JJ has chiclets, chocolate, churro, chiclet, chocolate.
I'll sit in it. I'll be fine. It's cool. I'll go. Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. Eric's Jewish. He looks like a pedophile. He looks like the man in the boy in the striped pajamas. He looks like, was he wearing his PJs when you were giving him a BJ on D-Day?
Thank you, Tini Gonzalez. JJ, this is JJ. Sorry if you can't see him. JJ, it stands for ja 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 ja. No, I'm kidding. JJ is short for a man. You look like you say "let's shred" as you climb up on your counter to get a glass down.
That was a good one. Eric's last name is Asker. I think it should be Forcer, personally. I'm just kidding, guys. Eric's not a rapist. He actually gets really shy around women. When the baddies pull up, he hides under a floorboard. He's enemy of state.
Thank you, tiny little Manuel Miranda. JJ's he's an emo Latino, he can punch a hole in his drywall and patch it right up afterwards. Yeah.
That was a good one, man. High five. No.
Don't make me call ice, baby.
Please. Eric's a Zionist. His mom is a cream pieist.
Thank you, Tan Margera. You look like you cried when Steve-O got sober. I feel like this is what it looks like if Jackass was on Telemundo, Like, hello, welcome to Wickes. And I'm Wani Knoxville, and this is Climbing the Border Wall. I'm not racist.
I don't agree. Eric looks like the only drugs he has on him are the ones that like dissolves into women's drinks. Like Eric looks like he can't like talk a woman through sex, but like he can talk like through like a really dope YouTube tutorial. You know, like he looks like yeah. That's. I was expecting more from that one. I'll be honest.
All right, let's wrap this up. JJ has to go kiss his fat girlfriend in public. Doesn't he look like he'd have a fat girlfriend? She says the N-word. All right, anyways. They say immigrants are stealing our jobs. I didn't even know you could be a dishwasher at Hot Topic. That's crazy.
Go on Indeed, man. You'll find some shit. Doesn't Eric look like the lead singer of Imagine Dragons? If all he imagined was like underage girls, like dope.
All right. Great job. Will that one make it to YouTube? We'll see. All right. Dan,
Who's ever watching? Mom. I love you all.